Oh, okay. Trying to bring up the live on the YouTube app, and it's not coming on. Yeah, you guys always have to fast forward through the first couple of minutes while I get this set up to live chat. Hey, Jane Rice. Just setting up my screen in the background here while I am suffering in this awful heat we're having. Once again, the AC is not keeping up. I had some heavy work earlier today, which is just really worn me out. But this is important. There's a lot going on between the Eagle and Nancy Guthrie, and I'm waiting for the mailman so I can finally get my Tangem card set up like a week since I ordered it. I may have to put that off until tomorrow, but I'm going to try to get that done today. But once again, mailman is off on Monday, so I'll be at the end of the route. It may not come until like 5 or 6. Unbelievable. What has the President of the United States done to our post office? Oh my God. You know what? I shouldn't complain because I know in a few years they won't even be around anymore. There will be no U.S. mail anymore. That's my prediction, everybody. You heard it here first. Mostly Dallas Helicopters, Kathy X50. Hey, thank you, Kathy, for doing all those rewatches you do and those replays on those older videos. I appreciate that. Kathy Doherty, Brian Monfrey, Gelsers, my pip. Here's my other pip, Connie LA66. And she's displaying all the custom emojis. Yeah, you pips are my PI posse. Nanette says, hello, April and the pips and posse. Susan K says, hi, April. Let's see. Who else do we have here? Oh, I got to fix this screen. Got to set the chat filter on this screen. There we go. And I got to, you know what? I can't turn off the notifications because I have a delivery coming tomorrow. So I'm going to have to make this short because they're supposed to call me sometime today to tell me the exact window. Instead of 8 to 6, they'll give me a 3-hour window. Because as of tomorrow night, I get to sit my butt on a sofa that doesn't have a broken spring coming through my seat cushion. Yeah. I called the handyman this morning, paid him a hefty sum. He didn't ask for money, but I tipped him very, very well and said, here, you deserve this. And he brought the cart and hauled the old sofa. Now I'm just sitting in the squeaky desk chair, but that's all I have today, folks, is the squeaky desk chair because I got no sofa. I got no other place to sit down. My back is killing me. But the cat and the bunny are rather excited, although the bunny was a little freaked out over the fact that there's no sofa for her to run underneath and hide. So she was a little like high anxiety at first. But the cat thinks it's like a big, jungle gym in here. So, hey, if you guys send me enough jewels today, I might be able to pay for that sofa. Just kidding. Thank you, Connie LA66, sending the eagle. Yeah, no new news yet today on that front, but I have heard that supposedly when they do release a statement, it's supposed to be something positive. So let's just keep praying, everybody. Hello, Jean Newbeck. Nanette says, Kelsers. Okay, you guys are talking. No problem. Okay, let's just get to it. I know it's Monday. Probably not a lot of people will come in here, but I do need to go, to that mailbox as soon as humanly possible. It's coming to my home address, but, I got to get that Tangem wallet set up because tomorrow between the delivery and there'll be a ball game and, it's going to be a long day tomorrow. So the more I get done today, the better. Tracy Chambers. Hello. Where are you coming in from? Okay. I'm April Davis, PI, and I am a licensed California private investigator. I've been reporting on the Nancy Guthrie case since February 2nd, 2026. Geez, I didn't even check the total today. How many days is it? Like 127? I haven't checked today. Does anybody know? Gosh, I should look at one of my old videos, but I'd have to get off my screen. 127, that can't be right. Must be 177. See, I don't even know anymore. I didn't put it in the thumbnail, so I don't even know anymore. It's almost 7 months. Respect importance. There's another Pip. Funny Bone, we care, so I'm going to have to time you out for that one. Goodbye. Come back tomorrow. Oh, I hear my mailman now. I knew that was going to happen. Oh, my God. As soon as I get on the air, I can hear him out there with the beeper. Okay. Hello, Steve. So let's just get to this. Savannah Guthrie. Oh, sweet Savannah. I just love her so much. I've always loved Savannah Guthrie. She's just such a sweetheart. She probably gets it from her mother, Nancy. She made a statement today. And yes, she is still in England. As far as I know, she's supposed to be there for the next couple of weeks, working on Wordle, filming the entire season. But she did make a statement today, and I can't get it off my phone screen because I'm recording on that. So I'm going to play it on my iPad. So I'm going to take my mic off, put my mic over to my iPad, and I'm going to hopefully let you guys take a listen.
I'm coming on today with a very specific message. It has been months since our mom was taken from us. Our family is in agony. We are in a nightmare that will not end. Nothing about our situation has changed. We have done our part, and we will never stop looking for her. We will always ache for her and feel that hole in our hearts. The world can be a cruel and unforgiving place, and I know that you have tried to do things the right way. So I'm asking you, begging you, to do the right thing now. Make the right choice. Help us find her. Tell us where to look for her. I truly believe it is never too late to do the right thing. Help us bring this situation to an end. For all of us, no matter where we've been and what we've done, I believe there is always a way home. Please make the right choice.
Boy, that makes me want to cry. Thank you, Respect for the Floating Heart. Yeah, I don't know how many of you guys had heard that. I heard it as soon as I got up this morning. Yeah, hey, Patty. I don't know. Every time I hear her make a plea, my heart just gets tight and it aches. My heart physically and mentally hurts for her. And we've all had, things in our lives that we've had to deal with. At least she had probably the most fantastic mom on the planet for 54 years. How old is she now? 54 or is she 56? However old she is, 50 plus years. Seems like she had the greatest mom and her kids had the greatest grandma in the world. I think they called her Nani. Did you see the Mother's Day video that she put out on Instagram? And it was like a montage. And she was with her mom somewhere and she said, Mommy. Even though she's a grown woman, she said, Mommy. And she turned around and looked at her and she goes, Smile. And then she was like, it was just like gut-wrenching to me. It almost sounds like Savannah knows who it is. That's a very good point, Kelsers. Maybe that's just me. It seemed like she was speaking directly to the kidnapper or kidnappers, doesn't it? The way she says things make me feel like she knows more and wants to say more, but she can't. I'd rather it be something like that than to hear that she's living in a dream world. And I'm not pointing fingers at anybody. Everyone here is innocent until proven guilty. Connie, thank you for the floating heart. I'm actually one of the people that I hold out hope that someone close to her, like someone very close to her, is not involved in this. let's just see, you know. I think we need to catch the waiters first, and then the waiters will roll over on the chefs. If you hear a little bell behind me, that's because besides having to pay for the sofa, the taxes, and the delivery, and the setup fee, so a $495 sofa, which isn't going to be much, ends up being like $6 something. And then I tipped the handyman a large sum, and I ordered a specific cat scratcher off of Amazon and had to physically put it together with my aching back with no place to sit down because there's no sofa right now. It's got a little toy on it. And while I'm on the air, I can hear her in the background playing with it. And she needs to learn that that's where she scratches and not on the new couch. Just saying. Everybody pray for me. Pray that this goes all right tomorrow. Oh my God, it's going to be like 98 degrees tomorrow here, and I'm going to have the front door wide open. Like, God help all of us. Just a little humor in the middle of this moment. Do you think we will ever find out who took Nancy? Connie, I hope so. I hope so. But I don't know. I don't know. I thought so. But the last few weeks, I've been more on the negative, less positive side. And I want to look at the glass as half full and not half empty. But with all the bickering between the FBI and the police department, and the ransoms are fake, they're not fake, he said that, we didn't say this, we blame them, no, we blame them, we're waiting on this person, no, we're waiting on the FBI, there's just too many issues right now. It's not a hopeful situation right now, but I could be totally wrong. I'm not investigating this case. I have no access any more than what you guys have. Yeah, I know that, Dale, but I am disabled, so it came from Amazon. But I doubt she's going to use it, Dale. So we're going to have to do a nail trimming session tonight before the sofa gets here. And now it's not really the time to buy a new sofa, but, it's not healthy to be sitting on a broken spring either. And it's broken at both ends. So I've already had to pay somebody once to come out and flip it upside down and take wire cutters and try to trim some of the broken springs so that the rabbit doesn't, get an eyeball ripped out, so at least, and then put tape over it. But it's a very dangerous situation for me and for her. So that has been removed from my house. But we have to have a place to sit. So that's where that is. And hopefully, Dale, she will learn to use the new scratching. It's like a board that's like this, like an L shape. And it's got a little toy on it. And I don't want them to chew the little cord that the toy is on, but I want that to attract her until the new sofa comes, because she's going to be like, hey, let's test it out. Kelsa says, yeah, I expect a press conference soon from Pima County or FBI. Don't hold your breath, Kelsers. I hope you're right. Do you think they're actually going to have one soon, or that's just wishful thinking? Or do you really expect that, that's going to happen? Because right now, things just seem to be very quiet, but they also say sometimes it's the quietest before the storm. Kelser says it's wishful thinking. Connie LA66, another one of my pips. Thank you, PI Posse, for coming in today. I don't see that happening, says Connie. Something's got to happen. If I were in Cash Patel's shoes right now, I'd be very uncomfortable on his watch. Something has to happen. These were not criminal masterminds that did this. Josh says, you love Los Angeles. Well, me too. That's why I live here. Even in this horrific heat wave. That, by the way, is a month or two too early for us. Yeah, there's some kind of warning that for the next week, people are going to be dropping dead here. It's so bad. Just think of all the wildlife, the animals, the bears, the mountain lions, the bobcats, the deer, the birds, the eagles, the mice, the rats, everything. It's too hot, even for the rattlesnakes. Respect. Importance says, I have a feeling they know something and it will surface soon. Gosh, I hope you're right. Respect. I hope you are so right. Because I can't come on here every day for the rest of my life. Yeah, I got 58 people in the room. You know, if it was August, I'd be able to throw out some more memberships, but it's still July and I don't have any more to throw out. I'm sorry. I like to do it when there's at least 50 people in the room. Oh, you love Universal Studios. I live right down the street. And I enjoy Venice Beach. Me too. Sadly, because of my disability, I don't get out to Venice anymore. But yeah, Venice and Santa Monica are some of my favorite treasure hunting beaches, especially some of my little secret spots in that area. Kelsa says, that's the thing. This was amateurs that did this. They are outsmarting our law enforcement. You know what? You could argue that, or you could say it was just really dumb cops, Barney Fife, or a cop that's covering possibly. I mean, everything is on the table at this point with all the rumors, and something's wrong with that department. Something's wrong with that sheriff. Nobody releases a crime scene that soon, especially involving the mother of a very famous person, and you know that the case is going to get worldwide attention. It's going to be the biggest case of your career, and you look like you're intentionally trying to screw it up. Like, yeah. I don't have a season pass. I am disabled, Josh, so it wouldn't help me out, but I wish I did. I wish I wasn't disabled. Yeah, and you can see the new roller coaster that they're testing. They're having problems with that. You can see it from my neighborhood. I looked up down the street the other day, and I'm like, oh my God, there it is. Yeah, they're having sound issues with that. Yeah, that was better words. Terrible cops that investigated this. The JonBenet Ramsey case should have been solved in the first week, and it wasn't. Why? Bad cops. Hey, Maggie. Well, I have to have a cane, Josh, so I can't see me walking around up and down the hills at Universal with my cane. And I got a bad heart from cancer. Not the cancer didn't cause it, but the cancer treatment caused it. So if I didn't have the side effects, I'd probably still be able to get around more, because I was just starting to get around more after, how many years? Now I get a notice that says mail's delivered. The mail that I've been waiting for a week. And hopefully that's not going to be too complicated. I've watched a boatload of YouTube videos on how to set that thing up that's coming today. So I know, Maggie, waiting patiently for the Oh Hi update. It's supposed to be positive. That's what they say. Get a scooter. Oh, I'm not that old, Josh. No, it's fine. The lobby's right outside my door. Hemi Purrs, how you feeling today? Hot. A little achy, because I helped the handyman move the coffee table so that he could get the sofa out. We found a few things underneath the sofa, including this. This is like a little exercise ball for my hands. I'm like, where has that been? Hiram Williams, hello. You have cancer. Oh, no. Yeah, that's too bad. I don't think I have evidence of disease right now, but knock on wood, because I'm a very superstitious person, being a baseball person, But everything else is just flipped upside down because of the heart. Don McWhorter, hello, welcome back. I have a feeling that there is a much larger reason for her disappearance than what anyone knows. I think she knew something, and this was a way to make people not speak or use a bargaining chip. Wow. Hopefully we're going to find out. Respect. Finding treasures is the best. Yeah, I wish, the person that mentioned earlier about Venice Beach. Oh, And one day I'll have to go through all my finds for you guys. Set up a little, I'd have to get a different type of camera, but go through all my finds. You guys would be mind blown. We could do a 3-hour video on that. Hi, Cheryl Kushner. The real Indiana Cones. Did chemotherapy and radiotherapy. Now I'm doing immunotherapy. Well, hang in there. And hopefully, unlike myself, hopefully the chemo didn't damage your heart. I had the red devil. Well, I had the regular chemo, then I had the red devil on the back end, and it was brutal. Probably never do it again. Hopefully I never have to make that choice, because you'll see the end of me if that happens. Hemi Purrs. Hope you feel better. Thank you. Hi, Marcy. You want to be a pip? Well, join the membership, Kathy, and you can be a pip. The membership tab is there. In fact, I think you can even access that tab during the live. Where are you coming in from, the real Indiana Cones? Are you in Indiana? Or you just, is that a play on words, the real Indiana Jones? Just keep going and take it one day at a time. I think some of the family ran and hid in fear that they would be next or something would happen to them. That's a possibility. That's a very distinct possibility, Respect. Oh, you're in South Australia? Welcome. I have a friend in Adelaide. It's like winter there right now, isn't it? Another Aussie friend. We have a lot of Aussie people that come in here. So good day, mate. What's a PIP? A PIP is a PEI posse member. It's a channel member. And I've given away all the free ones for the week or for the month. So at some point, people are just going to have to join. Of course, the city is just also turned off my air as well. Like, why, LA? Why do you keep doing this? It keeps the thermostat that they installed, and it wasn't my choice. They keep throwing it into eco mode. Hold on. Let me kick it off eco. Oh my gosh. I can't even hardly get to the thermostat right now because the coffee table is still in the way, because I forgot to have the handyman help me lift it back. But it's like, well, what's the point of lifting it back if there's no sofa to sit at right now? We're just going to have to move it again tomorrow whenever they get here. So the whole place is like flipped upside down right now, and it's hot. Hey, there's a custom emoji from Mostly Dallas Helicopters. Yeah, that's me, the lady detective. It's hard. It's so hot here in Oklahoma and hard to breathe. You know what? I got a cousin in Tulsa, Marcy. Yeah, we're with you, the real Indiana Cones. Oh, you're in Adelaide. Oh, I didn't see that. There's only a very small part of my screen that shows up on the phone. Unless I look over here, but if I look over here, then I'll miss the jewels. Hey, I got 55 people in the room. Can I get a thumbs up? And thank you to all that have come in from those Eagle videos, because that's going to pay for not the entire sofa, but a portion of it. I won't have to sit on a broken spring anymore. You're close to Tulsa. That's where my cousin is. 110 heat index in Illinois. You know, Dawn, that's where my entire family, except myself and my nieces, are from. Everybody's from Illinois. Thank you, Kelsa says we're praying for you and April and the real Indiana. Well, I bet it's beautiful there. I've driven through there a couple of times on the way to the West Coast. You had breastfeeding cancer, went through radiation for so long, I was becoming mentally ill. I told them I can't do it anymore. I was like that at the very end. Like I was having I literally went there and had a breakdown in front of the nurse. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. And then they were calling me on the phone, leaving all kinds of mail, voicemails, because I think they thought I was going to like drive off a cliff or something. And they were just like, a few more days. And at the same time, I was being food poisoned because my friend Kelsa, which was helping me get through my radiation, was suggesting that I change everything on my diet, which I did, but she was trying to get me on the vegan meat, and the vegan meat is full of chemicals, and I was allergic to it. So while I had already gone through multiple surgeries, 3 surgeries, chemo, red devil chemo, which was going to take my heart out, and 6 months of chemo, 6 weeks of radiation. Then they were like, oh, shit, excuse my language. I think you're going to need your stomach scoped. And if you don't stop throwing up, you're going to go to the ER and you're not coming out till we figure out what's wrong with you. Yeah, they couldn't figure it out. They're like, yeah, your stomach's pretty bad, but your knee looks worse. That's because I was now starting to fall during the radiation. I fell 4 times. So I went into my procedure for my stomach, and they're like, wow, you have a big giant hole in your stomach, and it's really red right now. We don't know why, but we don't see any cancer. We took some samples just in case. And I finally figured out that it was the vegan meat. So just stay away from the vegan meat. Just stop all meat altogether. But don't eat the vegan meat because apparently it's highly toxic. Let's see. I gotta take Booney out. I'm sorry, Booney. Goodbye. See us tomorrow. Oh, you're at the Twins game. There was only a few teams, like 8 or 9 teams that sent me stuff. And I don't know what happened. I don't know if somebody was stealing my mail because most of the teams never sent anything. And then I thought, well, maybe I sent the letters a little too early and they got lost. But so far, the baseball mail experiment has been a disaster because I've spent a lot more than I gained from that. But I do love my Minnesota Twins jersey. You have lung cancer stage 3. Oh, wow. Yeah, I had aggressive invasive ductal carcinoma breast cancer stage 3 that has now been downgraded to a 2A. But that was after they did the surgery. And then they're like, okay, now you're downgraded. But there was node involvement, so in the long run, that's probably not a very good thing. But just keep fighting. 1 foot in front of the other. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Oh, Lady Shore, geez, you've been through it. So sorry. April, prayers for healing. You are so strong and appear to be doing so well now. Keep the positive energy. Thank God. You know what? Thank God that I have you guys. I have my YouTube right now. I still have a lot more things to replace in the apartment. So let's keep it going. Hopefully there is positive news coming out soon on Jackie, because I'm just like, I'm very emotionally vested in that, as I am the Nancy Guthrie case. And I don't even know Nancy Guthrie, nor do I know Savannah. Let's see. Yeah, I wonder why that is, Dawn. USPS has been a mess lately. My neighbors was just getting mail from Christmas. That's how bad it is. Plus, people keep quitting and changing routes. Yeah, that would be a horrible place to work. I know, Roxanne. She says, me too. I'm a nervous wreck, even if they don't have any information to something. They said earlier, they did release a statement earlier that when they release information, they have positive news coming. But why not just say it now? Like, what are they waiting for? Oh, Hemi, she's also a pip. Yeah, I'm getting so many positive messages. Some couple wrote me from Australia. Somebody's been writing me from Korea. Somebody wrote me in German. All these messages, and people, especially when they saw my my short. And by the way, you don't even make a penny per view on shorts. It's like a fraction. You can't even do the math on it. Like there's no money in shorts whatsoever. But shorts should help bring people into your videos. but they're basically a waste of my time. But everybody's seeing that short I did on Jackie, and people are writing me like from all over the world saying, I'm crying. Oh my God, that's such a beautiful video. And it's just pictures because unlike other YouTubers that rip off FOBBV's content, I can't do that. I cannot take any of their video and use it as my own. I just can't do it. Cooler this week. Last week was in the low hundreds. In Yakima, Washington, what the hell is going on in this world? Anywhere in Washington should never be that hot. Real Indiana Cohen says she subbed. Are you a he or a she? Well, thank you for the sub. And just, you got to take it one day at a time with the cancer front. That's the only way to do it. Because I would get in with the doctor and say, but this is going to happen, and this is going to have to happen, and they would say, just one day at a time. You're a he. Yeah, I got a friend in Adelaide named Lena. Well, it's Helena, but they call her Lena. Maggie says, worked for USPS for 30 plus years. Great place to work. Worst part was they couldn't do it themselves, supervisors who knew everything about mail delivery. That would be such a tough job, I think, especially if you're a mail carrier and you're on a route. Like, that would be so hard. You have to be so physically fit. I just saw another case the other day. I haven't seen this. I mean, I didn't see the story, but I saw it come up that there was another mail carrier that just passed away somewhere in their truck. That happened out here, like in LA and West Hills. The lady passed away in her truck because they didn't have any AC, and she just got out of the hospital and she passed away in the truck. It was just it's just brutal. I wonder how the game show is going with Savannah. I know it has to be hard for her. There's a clip of that on her. There's a clip, and she's hugging somebody. Okay. Or is that the Today Show? Let's see. Oh, that's from the Today Show. That's regarding Odyssey, which, by the way, I haven't seen. Hold on. Let me turn her up. Savannah. Okay. Odyssey. My friend's grandson is in that. It's his first gig. But I can't imagine me going to a theater and sitting through a 3-hour film. It's like 3 hours, people. But apparently it already made its money back in the first 2 days. And they spent like $250 million on it. I can't even imagine. I will have to see that one eventually. Hemi says she tested positive for COVID today. Oh no. Cheryl, well, everyone who's going through cancer gets better. Yes. Some people totally fully recover, and some have to deal with it for the rest of their lives. And I guess I'm going to be one of those people with the heart situation. But I have had 2 heart procedures, and I've been 4 times. I remember seeing that when I was a kid in the TV show Emergency. We talked about that the other day when Randolph Mantooth passed, and they would say, clear! That's happened to me 4 times. And catheters in my heart. Twice. And then a few hours later, they wake you up and they're like, get out of here and go home and take care of yourself. It's bad. Dawn says, that's awful. I've had it 3 times and don't want it again. Oh, never had it so far. Knock on wood. But, I don't go anywhere except, I did have to go to chemo and radiation and multiple surgeries through it, but I didn't have a choice. I never really saw what the lockdown was like because I was out treating every day. Yakima is the desert side. I didn't know there was a desert side. Yep. They let you. Last time I had it, that was January 2nd, and the doctor who had it, it was delayed 2 days because he was in active COVID. I'm the one who had him go get the test, and he called me from his home that night, like, yeah, you were right, I'm positive. But they could only delay it 2 days, and if I had to wait one more day, I would have had to wait like another 6 weeks, and that would have conflicted with the next surgery, which I still have to go handle that in August because they didn't get it all. They didn't get all that kidney stone. So my life is a medical nightmare, people. But today we're talking about Savannah Guthrie. How many people weren't here earlier and need to hear the statement one more time? It's just a few seconds. I can play it again if you guys missed it. Thanks, you guys. My first time. I truly can't complain when others have worse going on. Well, you got to be careful with that COVID. You got to be careful. Me, please. Okay, Maggie, you got it.
I'm coming on today with a very specific message. It has been months since our mom was taken from us. Our family is in agony. We are in a nightmare that will not end. Nothing about our situation has changed. We have done our part, and we will never stop looking for her. We will always ache for her and feel that hole in our hearts. The world can be a cruel and unforgiving place, and I know that you have tried to do things the right way. So I'm asking you, begging you, to do the right thing now. Make the right choice. Help us find her. Tell us where to look for her. I truly believe it is never too late to do the right thing. Help us bring this situation to an end. For all of us, no matter where we've been and what we've done, I believe there is always a way home. Please make the right choice. I'm coming on today with a very specific message.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it gets me right here every time. What were you saying? AOT. I must have missed something. Roxanne, type that again. Yeah. That's a tough one. She said, I believe there is a way home. That's so interesting. Yes, Kelsers. Marcy says, me too, so sad. I know there's so much going on in the world right now. You know, there was this woman. I was going to do a story on it, but they already solved the case. There was a woman in Arizona, just north of Tucson, I believe it is, somewhere outside of Tucson, and she was found deceased in her home, and it's now being treated as a homicide, and they've made an arrest. A couple people had mentioned it here, but it's not related to Nancy Guthrie. It's a domestic type of situation. And then you have the Nolan Wells situation, and I'm so vested in the Jackie and Shadow and baby situation, and I know there's so many missing people and missing kids and crimes, and you know the whole weather thing in the world right now. Everybody's on fire and baking, you know, in the northern hemisphere. There's so much going on right now, but we cannot forget sweet Nancy. Hey, Patricia. We cannot forget sweet Savannah. You know, hopefully Nancy, she's in a better place. Although I didn't hear the statement, but apparently Elizabeth Smart just recently made another statement on this case saying that she thinks that Nancy could still be alive. But, you know, Nancy's situation is not the same as Elizabeth Smart's situation. Yeah. You know, Elizabeth Smart was just a kid, and this is an 84-year-old mom, you know, mom and grandma that had health issues and heart problems and a crap ton of medication. And just a tragic, tragic situation. Yeah, I heard Elizabeth said that, but I just keep hearing all these different things. Does anybody know anything different than what's been in the press? Haven't watched Mackenzie Shirilla case. Never heard of it, Don. I'm sorry. I am not an activist. Thank you for subbing, Drum King. Not an activist. I am a private investigator. 42 years. Yeah, and I just started the channel in December 2020 to document my life since breast cancer, and it wasn't about cancer, it was just about my life. And then I started reporting on this Nancy Guthrie case, and then, the true crime part of it just kind of blew up. And I've had other crime cases on my channel, but it was the Nancy case that just kind of got things going again. Go ahead, Dawn. That last Savannah video was so interesting. She pinpointed someone in particular. Maybe. Susan. Another Susan. We have so many Sues, Susans, and Suzannes. And what happened to all the Kellys and the Karens? Drum King says, thanks for doing the hard work. It was very hard. My father was an investigator and journalist. Yeah, my company is still open, but I'm mostly retired just because of medical stuff. I think it's close to home too. Kelsa's repeated her earlier play. There's so many things I want to be able to say here. I wish I could read my letter that I wrote to the FBI, but I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to do that. Maybe someday way down the line, if we're all still here. If this even gets solved in our lifetimes. Maybe I'll be able to, and maybe I won't be able to read that. I got to be really, really careful here because this is a public YouTube channel and anybody can tune in. Hey, Greg Strom. Where are you coming in from? Amy said, I hope they are closed. Kelsers! Good luck with your sofa tomorrow, April. Pray that little Kelsa doesn't take it out in the first day. I used to have a mixed Maine Coon Spooky, and anytime I got a piece of furniture, he would give me this look. He was just waiting for me to leave, and I knew. I'd come back in 20 minutes, the entire bottom of anything I bought, whether it was a bed, a mattress, a sofa, in 20 minutes, he would take it out. But he wouldn't touch, the top part, just underneath. But just waiting for me to leave. Waiting to destroy. Hey, Cheryl. Oh, putting up to Kelsa Kitty. Thank you, Kelsers, for the first super chat of the day. I forgot that my iPad was right here, and even though I've got the voice turned down right now, a little pop-up came. I was like, what was that? Just, Cheryl, do you know if anything came in on Jackie today? The Ojai Raptor Center said that they will be making a positive statement, but they haven't made the statement yet. But they made a statement to say that they will be making a statement. So that's today's news, unless something has come out since I got on the air. Roxanne says, they love the underneath of things. I think one of my mother's cats took out the hole underneath of her bed, and then she would go up there and hide. Yeah, the old bed that I have, I still have the old bed that was taken out by Spooky. And that's disgusting because that means that bed is that old. I need a new mattress. I need a new tie bed. I need a new bed. I even need a new kitchen garbage can. But I couldn't wait anymore on the sofa because of the broken spring, because it was a danger, not only for me to be sitting on the broken spring, but underneath the sofa because the rabbit goes up underneath there. and I had to pay someone to come cut part of it away with like wire cutters. Like one day it just went. And this sofa, it wasn't really that expensive. It was like $495. But then we have high sales taxes in California, and they're like, "Oh, would you like us to deliver it?" Well, yeah. What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to go get it? Well, if we deliver it, do you want us just to put it out in front of your building, or do you actually want us to carry it to your door, or do you actually want us to bring it into your house and set it up for you? And they don't take anything away, so you have to pre-do that because they won't take the old one out. And if you call like 1-800 got junk, that'll be like $500 to take that away. So I paid the handyman today. So between the handyman, the sofa, the tax, the delivery, and the setup, so they won't just dump it out in the front lawn of the building, but they'll actually bring it into my apartment and put the legs on it and set it up. Have you ever had cats? Yep, the whole life. I just couldn't wait anymore. Yeah. And I tried to donate it. I put it on a free app like, hey, does anybody want to pick it up? But you have to pick it up before the new one comes on Tuesday. And they're still supposed to call me today. They haven't called yet. I don't want to miss that call. To tell me more of a, not 8 to 6, but they'll give me like a 3-hour window. What kind of rabbits do I have? I have a Dutch bunny right now. And I've had a Netherland dwarf before, and I've had a Netherland dwarf Dutch mix before. And I don't even know what type of rabbit I had as a child. I would love to have a Flemish giant. There was one that came into my rescue that I'm associated with, and I wanted him so bad. He was as big as my cat Alfie. Like, oh my God. My truck and trailer would have come in handy for you, would have loaned it to you if it were closer. You know what? I wouldn't have been able to lift it because of my heart, but thank you, Don. I mean, Kelsers. I'm so sorry. Just when I was saying your name, Don's message popped up. Don has a white Deanna with blue eyes. Ooh, nice. I know I'm going to get blowback for this, but my cats are house cats with an area outside to play. They are, oh, declawed. Oh. My parents used to do that to cats when I was a kid, and that's just like, no, I can't. I wouldn't do that, but I'm not going to judge. Roxanne Ruck. Oh, you're texting the speech. Okay. I know, Dawn. Wanted a Flemish. What would really make me happy is to have a purebred Maine Coon, because I've had 2 mixed Maine Coons, and it's like having a dog. But, a lot of apartments or condos are like, oh, no dogs. But I just struggle now to live long enough with the kitty and the bunny that I have. So, but in a perfect world, I would be healthy and 20 years younger, and I would be able to get a Maine Coon. Because there's a cat, and then there's a Maine Coon cat. It's kind of like people that have those Great Danes, for dogs, and then they're like, oh, I'll never have anything else as long as I live. Because they're like people. Mine would actually, speak. Get an emotional support note from the doctor, yeah. Then I'd have to take it out all the time. The Maine Coons they're the smartest kitties on the planet. And I had 2 that were mixed. One could actually say mama in a human voice, but only during an emergency to come wake me up and pat me on the head, because his brother, who was sick his whole life, was in trouble or something in the middle of the night. He'd say, mama, mama. And he would also say, out, 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 so we could stand outside the front door. And the other one would freak out anytime I was injured. They would both freak out if I stubbed my toe or tripped or fell or anything like that. But the one that I had most recently, that was like the 28 pounds, and he lived the longest. He was 14. If I just said "ow," like "Oh, ouch," he'd go "ow, ow, ow." He would just scream it for like 10 minutes. And I'd be like, "It's okay, it's okay. Like, mommy's fine. Everybody's fine. Everybody's like, everybody give a hug and a kiss." And he'd be like, "Ow, ow, ow." He was just like, it's so freaked out. I'd be like, "Oh my God." Now I had a typist that had a purebred, and instead of her saying "out," it would say "want out, want out, want out." I mean, they kind of can speak like birds. A Bengal, yes. A Savannah, no, because a Savannah is sort of semi like wild animal. Hardcore paranormal. Hello. Yes, they are. See, I don't purchase animals. I adopt and rescue animals. But yeah, in the perfect world, I would like to have a Maine Coon. I know a vet who actually got one from Russia, and he spent a lot of money. And then he told his roommate, like, whatever I spend to get that cat, I'm going to match the amount of money, and I'm going to give it to his roommate who ran a cat rescue. Like, and that cat was like, I don't know, it was over 2K, which was kind of inexpensive considering it came all the way from Russia. But my niece got hers as a rescue. Oh, wow. Someone didn't want it anymore. Well, God bless you, niece. Oh, I can't really see the avatar very well on the small screen. You can always email me, Marcy. Oh, wow. Yeah, I miss my mixed Maine Coons every day. Your cat Angel is part Maine Coon. Yeah, it's the best I've ever had in my life. My current pets, they're difficult because they're both girls, and I've always had boy bunnies and boy kitty cats, and I had a girl cat when I was a kid, but she was the greatest. But my little Kelsa kitty, she's just like her dead namesake. She is beautiful. She's smart. She's the best. But she's a handful. She can be trouble. But today, when the handyman came in, apparently a fly or a gnat or something that's flying got into the apartment, and she's been losing her mind trying to catch it. Because that doesn't happen very often. She's not a good fly catcher. My boy cats just could jump straight up in the air and 10 feet in the air and get a fly, but Kelsa's losing her mind because there was a fly she's been trying to catch ever since the handyman came to take out the old sofa today. Right now, everybody's asleep, thank gosh. My 3 are girls, too. Yeah, I wish I could see that. I just can't see the avatar on here. I just can't see it. I'm sorry. It's really, really tiny on my phone. If you have a channel, maybe I could, click that after the live when the chat comes back up in 24 hours and see if I can see it bigger. But yeah, that was that's all I got for you today regarding Savannah and Nancy. I wish there was more. I don't have anything for you yet on Jackie. And I do need to get to my home box just in case, our mail burglars come because my crypto wallets are in there. And I got to set it up. And of course, I'll have to actually put something in it. So I'm thinking like, I don't know, $25. I know, that's so pathetic. Oh gosh. But I gotta pay for the sofa and the delivery and the taxes and the setup and the handyman. I gave him cash today. Like, here, just thank you so much. It took him all of 5 minutes, but he's really on his real job when he comes over and he does these little side hustles for some of the neighbors. That's just weird that they wrote that, but nothing came out. Oh, you mean from the Ojai Raptor Center? Hey, Kinsley. You know what? Look at that. Kelsers, look at that. Do you see? Because you might not see it in the same order on your screen, but I see your name, Kelsers 1, and right after that, I see Kinsley. Kelsa, even though yours is Kelsers, Kelsey, but I see Kels, and I think of Kelsa, and I see Kinsley, even though hers was without the E. That just, when that happens in a chat, it's like, whoa, what are the chances? That's happened like 3 times. Or you guys have just been. First time I saw it, I almost fell out of my chair when I met you, Kelsers. Let's see. Did I miss anything? Yeah, we couldn't live without our pets. That's kept me going during all this horrible stuff that's happened. Yes, I do see that, April. That's just Kelsa saying hi, and she's here with you still. Yes, she is, but not as much as she used to be. Yeah. My place has been pretty quiet the last few years. But the first year after she died, she just blew this place up. Like, I told her sister, but I don't think she believed me. She probably thought I was crazy or just delirious, grief-stricken. And then my heart gave out. But I know what I've seen and what I've heard, and she was definitely hanging around. Do you think that was really Ojai? Yes, because, well, first I heard it from FOBBV, and they have a tendency to misconstrue things sometimes. They're trying. But remember, they haven't even updated their website on the history of the Eagles about this year's birth and babies, because there's nobody running the ship. Nobody's steering the ship over there right now because of the death of Sandy Steers. But then I did see it on Insta, because remember, Facebook has restricted Ojai Raptors page, probably because people were asking, hey, where do I send donations or something like that. And so they did make a statement on their official Instagram saying that they were going to say something. Oh, hold on. The furniture company. Aha, good news. Your order or delivery to has been scheduled for Tuesday, July 28th between 1:15 and 4:15. Yay! That means I don't have to get up with, the crack of dawn and wait between 8 and 6. That's very good news. Delivery windows cannot be changed without incurring a rescheduling fee. If you need to reschedule your delivery or add instructions on how to gain access to your property, please call blah, blah, blah. Someone 18 years old must be present during your scheduled delivery window. Click on the following link to confirm. Ooh, yay! Roxanne Rock. I checked some things about. Oh, you know what? Someone yesterday, who was it in the comments who said, do you think the subadult is one of their children? And I said no, because of her age. And supposedly someone said that she was banded. There was one from Orange County that was banded. But the one that was banded may not be the one that was in the roost tree with Shadow. So I may have misspoke because there's so much information coming in. But Roxanne says, I checked some things about some eagles. There is one from the Foothills protected area from Orange County, subadult, bounded 2022 YJ, one that's in Big Bear. Yeah. How did they see that band, that ankle band? Could that be the one that's hanging around Shadow? See, that's a good question. Because I heard about an eagle from Orange County that was banded, but I was like, well, how could they see that with the camera? Did they zoom in? Like, how did they see the band or the number or the letters that were on it? And is it the one that was in the tree? It will be delivered on my birthday tomorrow. Kelsers, happy early birthday. Everybody give Kelsers an early happy birthday wish. Somebody just sent me a heart. Who was that? I lost respect for Savannah Guthrie when she had Alex arrested. The streamers are the only ones looking for Nancy and keeping her name in the public eye. She did not have Alex arrested, as far as I know. You know, there is a video about that. I'm thinking of the juice. Excuse me. I can't say about Alex right now, but I was thinking about the juice, that it wasn't him. It was the lady that had the house. Yeah, okay. We're gonna have to not talk about that right now, but Carly, don't believe everything you hear. Don't believe everything you hear, Carly. Well, that's all going to come out, and we will see, because it will come out. Joss said hi. Spirit was born in 2022. You thought you saw a band. You mean the one sitting in the roost tree or shadow? And Joss sent the floating heart. Thank you very much. Oh, mostly those helicopters. Thank you for the Canadian $2 super chat. Appreciate you. Yeah, happy birthday early, Kelsers. Glad to be young again. What you doing for your birthday, Kelsers? My sofa's coming on your birthday. You know, Kelsers, I just thought of something. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to have you type it in the chat. It's not the same month, but what day of the month do you think that Kelsa Kinsley was born on? Take a wild guess. Type it in the chat. I'm not going to give you any hints. Pick a number between 1 and 31, Kelsers. I see it on the screen. Oh, okay, here it is. The phone is a few seconds behind. I'm going to give you one more try. It's not the 13th. You got it. I'm not kidding. Yeah, Kelsa Kinsley was born on the 28th. Now, if you said you were Canadian, it would just, you'd watch me probably faint and fall onto the floor. I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you at all. March 28th. I'm April 12th. We're several years and 2 weeks apart in age. Both Aries. It's funny when you said 13 because mine is actually 12. Your dad is half Canadian? Oh my God. We're gonna have to talk sometime. Too bad Kansas is so far away. You were brought here for a reason, Kelsers. I'm not exactly sure why, but you were brought to this channel for a reason. And the person who's Kinsley, wasn't that person Canadian? Or is that person not Canadian? I know there was a Canadian connection between one of you. Yeah, Kelsers, my dad was American, but he became Canadian. Yeah. She's my friend that passed away, Kelsa Kinsley. Yeah, sometimes when the green screen is going wonky, even though her picture, her little memorial is up on the shelf, like way to the left, even though I look like I'm pointing right because this is a mirrored screen, I'm actually pointing with my left hand. Sometimes she'll show up like right there. And people are like, who's that lady on your screen? And the camera is literally facing it's pointing at me and pointing at like my front door and my front window. My shelf is like way over. Yeah. Yeah. That's just like when you first came in and I was just like stumbling over your name and yeah. So you were a part Canadian, Kelsers. What are the chances? And born on the 28th. Oh my God. Your doctor's Canadian. My accountant is Canadian, and my dad. I don't know why he's practicing in Washington State. I can't talk about how she passed away. And she did not have cancer, no. She was one of my besties. But no, she did not have cancer. But on the day that she passed, and I didn't know this until 2 weeks later, on the day that she actually passed, one of my chemo buddies died in the same city. Just, it's an awful time. Part Canadian, but have been born and raised here in Kansas all my life. Isn't that crazy? Crazy. Small world. Crazy. Crazy coincidences. Ding ding, did you hear that? That was the channel LaMetric clock counter. Where's it sitting at now? 5791. Wow, I'm only 9 subs away from 5800, which means I'm 209 subs away from 6000. And I missed my 4K party because as I was going to put it up and arrange it, the 5K thing hit. I think it was those Eagle videos that brought in a lot of new viewers, which is great. You know, I don't care where people come from. It shows people that, or shows YouTube that people are watching the videos. But thank you to any of those people who hype those videos. I really appreciate that. Keep watching. They updated Jackie on Instagram. Well, let me go over to my Instagram. I have some. Let me turn off Savannah. Savannah, I'm trying to turn you off. Savannah. I saw the earlier update.
I'm coming on.
Okay, no, Savannah. Hold on. Oh boy. It doesn't sound good, does it? No, I said my dad was Canadian. I'm not Canadian. Despite. Okay, she had a setback on Saturday. I'm gonna have to make a video on this later. Yeah, I have to make a video on it later. I gotta take care of some other things first. I mean, earlier today they said they were having a positive. I'll have to, it's a very long statement. I'll have to see it. Yeah, I don't really see it that way either, Cheryl. It's not sounding so good, is it? You know, if something happens to Jackie, it's gonna break me. It's sure sounding that way, Cheryl. Yeah, I'll have to do an update. You guys can look for that. I'm gonna have to do an update. I do have to get my mail though, so that somebody doesn't steal the crypto wallet before I even set it up. But yeah, thanks for letting me know. Okay, I'm gonna go off the air. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the jewels, and happy early birthday, Kelsers.